Well, hello and welcome to today's video. This video is part 2 of a two-part series that I put together about trusting your feelings and setting boundaries. And in the first part, which I encourage you to go over and have a look at if you haven't yet, I talked more about becoming aware of your feelings, thoughts, and emotions, your beliefs. When you find yourself again in that sort of frustrated, angry, upset situation over something that's happened again and again that you'd really like to do something about, but you haven't confronted the other person or persons to work on it and to shift the situation that's happening. And it's that point that I'd like to begin this part 2 of the two-part series. So the main point I want to make just at the beginning is validation. It's really important that we validate ourselves, that we give ourselves permission and honor how we're feeling about something. You know, especially things that upset us or are aggravating us, things that we would like to be different, right? And really knowing, and this is a process, but that you're important enough and this is real enough and valid enough for you to do something about. Okay, it's not something you have to push to the side. It's something that's totally legitimate. So real validation for yourself, really important. And once you've validated yourself, this is when you get to choose to either do something or not do something to change the situation, improve the situation. And what's most important at this point is I really want you to know that you're never ever going to feel without fear or anxiety about heading into setting a boundary with somebody, you know, to bring up a subject that's a little scary and touchy, right? Because it's something that's really upsetting you. So as long as you feel safe, remember that you can feel all the fear and discomfort and still get prepared to confront something about a situation that you want to change. Okay, so don't let the fear stop you. As long as you're safe, you don't want to let the fear stop you. Okay, and then what I want to share with you here is a 4-step emotional communication process that you can use. And it's nothing new, but it's just never hurts to be reminded about how we can head into difficult conversations that we need to have with other people. And what I like about the emotional communication process as people who are, you know, a little bit more caught up in fear and self-doubt or anxiety is that it does require coming from being sensitive to the other person's needs and how they're feeling and our own. And I know that's really important to people who struggle with self-doubt because we do want to be really kind. I mean, we're usually trying to be really kind to other people, but in this case, we want to be kind to ourselves and kind to the other person. So the first part, before you even head into confronting someone, you want to get yourself prepared. And that is to really, you know, acknowledge how you're feeling, really knowing what you need based on your values. Like you want to make it safe, the environment. You want to feel, you know, that you can communicate with the other person. You know, like, you know, there's values, there's ways you want to be, and you want to come into the house safely. You need to be able to communicate this to the other person. And then you're going to have a plan or a solution that you want to have also prepared. How do you want the situation to look? What are you going to ask of this other person, right? So just knowing that you're coming into it just with kindness and concern for all parties involved. You're not there to crank at someone or to get mad. You're there to make things better. So keeping that in mind and having that prepared. And then step 1, you really want to go in with empathy. And what I mean by this is a real consideration for the other person and also for yourself. So for example, it could be, you know, I know, you know, when you come home every day, you know, you're tired and, you know, you just want to let everything go. But there's something I want to talk to you about that's really important to me. So you're kind of recognizing them and you're recognizing yourself. And then the second step would be to present your concerns with the I language. Like, you know, I feel that when I walk into the front door that I'm always at risk of tripping because your shoes are sitting there when I come in. And, this is something that really upsets me, and I really want to be able to work this out with you. So you're coming from that I feel. So you're not blaming, you're coming from how you feel. And this can be very difficult, owning how we feel, because it could feel silly in some situations, but it doesn't matter. It's important to you. And step 3 is offering your solution, your proposal. I would really like it if you would just take a moment to put your shoes aside when you come in. And then when I come in, I don't have to worry about anything. And then I'm not, in a cranky mood as soon as I come in. And then part 4 would be the agreement. So are you willing to do that? Are you willing to put your shoes aside so that I can come in without stepping on them? Simple, 4 steps, right? Expressing your understanding in their situation, telling them how you feel in step 2, step 3, offering a solution, how it could be better, and step 4, just getting their agreement on it. So, as I say, nothing new, but a reminder that we could come into confronting somebody else to set a boundary just with kindness and with a desire to work it out for both parties. And then you've also expressed your needs. Now, in closing, the point I want to make, or a point I want to make that's really, really, really important, is the healing, the transformation of being able to validate ourselves and to confront somebody else and set boundaries. The healing comes simply in that courage to ask for what you want. It has nothing to do with the response or the outcome of the conversation. That's something that can be worked on going forward. We're always working on situations in our life, in our work environments, home, with friends, right? So that is something that's always in progress. But the actual stepping into initiating something with someone, to tell somebody how you feel, to ask them to do something different, that's where the transformation happens. So that we can lessen the fear. Always will be fear. It will always be scary confronting somebody. But as we learn that we don't have to be as afraid, that you can be ready for the response and work on it going forward, this is what builds our strength and our confidence and our belief in ourselves. So really, it's the courage to ask. That's the real critical healing point. So I'd really love to know your takeaways from this video, and please comment below and share your thoughts. And as usual, I'd love for you to join my Facebook group if you want to be part of a group of like-minded women that talk about situations like this. And if you'd like some support with your own journey with self-doubt, fear, and anxiety, sign up for a free mini coaching session with me, and I'll leave the link for that down below. And as always, do take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.